Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Money. Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black book. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmakers getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace or a shitty all pitcher. Pick the right spots cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTV screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Let's get to the mother trucking monies. Welcome to the best MLB prop show on God's green earth. I'm your host, Sharpie's Bets, and it's Wednesday, so you know what that means. We got the $1 million segment with Connor Mack to hold you over on your hitting props, as well as the pitchers we break down daily right here on The Balking Dead. This show isn't sponsored by no one, and we're doing this out of our own generosity, so I do appreciate those that have found their way over to this channel, as it is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 Pacific. On this show, we will talk the opening lines of pitching props as well as the closing K-prop line 30 minutes prior to this show going live. So do me a favor, if you like what you're hearing, smash that like button, and if you're new to this channel, please hit that subscribe button as well. Drop your best bets in at the chat, and at the end, I will read them off. Let's get in the Gosman, guys, as this game does crack off very, very shortly. Kevin Gausman versus the Yankees, striking people out this year at a whopping 21%, walking people at a 4.2% clip. Morning line was 5.5 minus 140, where the best line available is minus 136 to the 5.5 on FanDuel. Pitching outs are not available, whereas earned runs are 2.5 minus 135 juice to the under. Lineup is out, 5 righties, 4 lefties. We're going to start the day, guys, talking the man who has taken quite a bit of my money this year. Good old Kevin Gausman, as he gets a rematch with the Yankees after just 10 days ago, they took him to the woodshed and back. As he went 1.1 innings, gave up 5 earned runs, and didn't record a strikeout, and his velo was down drastically. And he said he felt fine in the running joke in the clubhouse, as you didn't know what Gausman was going to show up 88-98. And a dream matchup with the Rockies, guys. He then got baptized again. 10 hits, 6 earned runs, only striking out 4. But at least he threw 78 pitches, so we could expect him to go 90 today if we're looking to bet on him. That is if he can make it to 90, as well as his fastball did average near 94 in that start. So the velocity was back, and all his break and spin are up to par. And you would think this was a good matchup for Gausman, as in the last 10 starts versus the Yankees, he's pitched 56.2 innings and had 71 strikeouts with an ERA under 3. But this ain't the same old Yankees. And I didn't pay attention to that the last time they played, guys. And if you don't learn from your mistakes, then you're a cuck and you don't belong doing this. As this projected lineup, which is out, and this lineup does have Soto, Verdugo, Cabrera, and Torres in it, who in their 78 at-bats versus Gausman are only striking out 10% of the time. That's a lot of at-bats, guys. Now, the books seem keen to that, as he was a 6.5 the first time he faced the Yankees, and now a 5.5 with juice, which the other guys in the lineup do strike out to Gausman at a high clip. So he can get 6, yes. But there's no way in hell I'm trying to play with fire again. And when you got 4 guys in the lineup who don't punch out to you, you could only look under. And I don't think I got the balls to take Gausman under, guys, but this seems to be the spot if there was one. Now, if you're looking to run the over, I would not be worried about the drop in velocity in his first game versus the Yankees, as through his career, like we said, his velo jumps. He is better historically on 6 days of rest, which I used to my advantage the first time versus the Yankees, and he threw 88 miles per hour. So, I guess it doesn't always pan out that way. And today, guys, he's just going on 5 days rest. So another thing that points me to the under, guys, was the days of rest. Now the lineups did come off, guys, and now it's just an easy stay off. Is I could see this man getting 6 if he goes 6, and I wouldn't be surprised, guys. Now they're going to lead this lineup off with Volpe, who struck out 7 of his 10 at bats. Yes, they've got Soto, Cabrera, Torres, and Verdugo in the lineup, but they're spread out. Last night when I took the under on Bibee, the top 3 guys in the lineup, I counted for 0 strikeouts. They got 0 strikeouts. So it's like when you see those guys that say they're not going to strike out, you would like them bunched together towards the top because he's going to see them more often than not than he is the bottom of the lineup. So the fact that they spread them out, they've got Stanton in the lineup that's striking out to him. Judge can strike out to him. They've got the guy leading off who can literally give you 2. If you think he's back, which I do, you should be betting the over. I just can't get there because my balls are in the stomach. And he's done cucked me twice, guys. And if it looks like a duck, acts like a duck, you're a fucking duck at the end of the day. So maybe I'm gonna have to leave Gosman alone for a while till he figures it out, till I figure it out. But it was the same thing with Bieber with me last year and a few others, man. I'm not gonna keep running my head into a wall because I like you. Like, no, bro, my money I like the monies. So it's an easy stay off, guys. I could see him land on 5 with the lineup the way it is, or he could get 6, 7, guys. So it's just, to me, I don't see a fair advantage going either which way. So it's just, why force a bet? Now, guys, we're at that part of the segment where we get to talk us some hitting props. Or at least I think we're going to talk us some hitting props, as we do have a guy backstage, but I don't know if his camera's on right now, so we might have to jump into the next pitching segment until he gets back, because sometimes Sharpie can talk a little too fast, and I told him a certain time, and Sharpie may have went just a little too fast, huh? So let's talk the next guy up. It's actually following the agenda of today's betting, which I do. I don't go into the day of how I'm going to bet a guy, but it just happens to be I bet a lot of outs props today. Andrew Abbott at the Mariners, striking people out this year at a disgusting 16% clip, while walking people 6% of the time. Morning line is 6+ at -110 on DraftKings, whereas best line available is 6+ -145 on DraftKings now. Pitching outs is 16.5 -132 juice to the under, whereas earned runs are 2.5 -133 juice to the over. Lineup is out. It is 9 righties and 0 lefties. Andrew Abbott, guys, gets his shot at the Mariners, who over the last 160 at bats versus a lefty are walking top of the food chain, striking out 23.5% of the time, while being dead last in the league in isolated power. And I know I got to do it right up, guys, but my bet just jumped right out at me when I read the isolated power of Seattle. As I knew I wanted to back Abbott today, just didn't know how. And bam, it's right there in front of me. As I'm on his outs over 16.5 at -115, as Abbott has had 3 games this year. A game versus the Mets, who are top 5 in isolated power versus lefties, and he ended up only going 5 innings that day. His other 2 starts, he went 2-0 to the over on his outs prop, which was at a 15.5, where they set him at for the first 3 games. Where versus the White Sox, guys, he went out there, went deep, 7 innings. And then versus the Phillies, he technically only went 16 outs with does not cash the 16.5 that I won today, but it cashed the 15.5 that he was on that day. And that was the first game of the year. First game of the year, guys, very few pitchers go beyond 90. He hit 90 pitches. They pulled him. He threw 95 in his next and even more in the next one. So if it wasn't for the first game, I believe this guy goes 6 innings against the Phillies. So the question then was, do I want to run his K prop with it, guys? As I think Abbott has the type of day to go out there and kill it. As when I ran the lineups instead of the overall team numbers, which I read you at first, I am a tad bit worried. And that's because of the walk percentage versus right-handed batters that the Mariners have. I mean, the Mariners take into this game. They're at 11.5% in this lineup, though they are striking out 25% of their at-bats. And what's even crazier, guys, is when they face a guy that I would bet on from the left-handed side, they go out there and do the damn thing. So I ended up taking his outs over 16.5. He's 2-0 to this as he's faced 2 bottom 5 teams in isolated power already. Hit the outs then. He's now facing the worst team when it comes to isolated power. And I'm going to get right back on that train and take Andrew Abbott's outs over 16.5. Now we're going to get to the part of the show where we're going to talk us a little bit of hitting. Sometimes I talk too fast. Sometimes I talk too slow. Who gives a damn, guys? Because it's that time to talk us a little bit of monies. Still ain't made it big enough where they could bitch at me, Connor.
I can't do the DiBiase, that laugh he has so good, you know?
Yeah, it's been cool being on this channel where what are they going to do? Give me a strike? I've been playing like MLB games on the radio, just literally on the radio next to me, like on the screen. Like, fuck them. What are they going to do? Not pay me?
I love it, brother. Feel free. Rip it.
Man, usually my internet's been real wacky, bro. So I was just gonna tell you to just go run with it because it's like, dang, every time I try to talk back and forth with somebody, it ain't been working. So I'm gonna let you run with it, but I'm gonna chirp in if I got something to say.
Okay, let's run with it. I got some looks here. Shout out to all you guys up in here, over 30. Dana Dell, my dude, what's going on? Michael Frank, Truth Teller, Will Jackson, Johnny Guns. Shout out to all you guys. Hit the like button for my dude. Sharpie here. First game I'm going to. I had this over yesterday. There was a ton of runs. I still think we get runs. Whether this game gets over, I don't know. But this one's popping off here in 30 minutes. Cubs, D-backs. And it's the pitchers on the mound from both sides. There's tough looks with the D-backs. There were yesterday. The numbers are just a little bit low. I'd like to just be back on Ketel Marte, who's been ripping it. You know, I think he's minus 115 for over 1.5. If you don't mind that. I think that's a look. My guy, Brandon Fad. I think he's got good stuff, but I love to fade him too because it gives up the long ball. And that's what I want with this Cubs team. I like the Cubs. Let's talk about in this game. I think they have a little bit of value here. First 5 right around plus 120, 115. But I'm going here to Christopher Morel in the 4-hole RBI plus 145 and his Jack plus 410. He's in the 4-hole. I love it. He's 2 for 5, small sample size off Fatty and a home run last year. I got to be on it. And this is an ad for me. I put his over 1.5 bases. Dansby Swanson. He should have had a ribby last night. Sharpie, we were all live yesterday. Man on second. Tauchman, he's so slow. He couldn't get home. And he's in the 2-hole. I want him in that 6-hole with the ribby spot. You know what I mean? I want him 6 or 7, 5, 6, 7. But they've moved him up right behind Happ in between Bellinger. So I think it's a little bit safe. He's 3 for 5 off Fad with a homer yesterday. So Swanson over 1.5 bases plus 120. Took a piece of that, and the home run was plus 540 there. Let's keep going here to the next game I have. I'm going to the big guy in this one because I don't trust Ryan Feltner on the road, Sharpie. No way. No, I think he at least gives up. I mean, 3 is the minimum in this start. He's been pretty good. You know, that first start he gave up 5. The last couple he's given up a few. He walks too many guys in the end. You know this. It seems like he walks 2 or 3 at least every start. That's going to be a problem with this Phillies lineup. I want to go to Castellanos. He's just ice cold. The guy ain't hitting a lick here, Sharpie. So you just have to stay out these guys that are cold. I'll be on them later on in the year. So give me Bryce Harper. Not the hottest, but 4 homers. I think he's got 12 RBIs. This is one of the key things. I was talking about it with Mikey the other day. For the most part, I want guys the RBI a little bit more because the money's better. But certain guys, I don't. You know what I mean? Like Goldschmidt. One thing with Bryce Harper, he hasn't had 100 RBIs in 6 years when he had back-to-back. Even when he won the MVP 3 or 4 years ago, he had 82 ribbies. But he's in the 3-hole. If you want to go total bases, go ahead. But I took his RBI. I think he gets it here today. I think he could even go yard. So Bryce Harper, Ribby, especially at the price. I got plus 145. Give it to me. He's also 3 for 5 with a homer off Feltner. So I am in there with Bryce Harper. And the last one to the late night game.
Who, Harper?
Bryce Harper, RBI, plus 145. And let me hit the last one.
Yeah, I'm actually we'll be talking about Sanchez, and I think Sanchez gonna deal. So maybe it's a Phillies minus 1.5 spot.
I think they won 5-0. I don't know. The Rockies, to me, they're gonna have this crazy game. They did it the other day against the Blue Jays because I want them more at home, but they're gonna have a big game on the road where you're gonna get a shit ton of value. But they throw too many just horrible at bats on the road. You know, Chris Bryant's back on the IL. I saw that. And I want the younger guys. McMahon's the guy I've been running hot early with. But there's a few others that I want in that lineup, Jones and others that aren't going right now that I'm going to be all over here as soon as the bats come. The last game of the night here. How do we not take this guy? Jarren Duran is what I wanted, Sharpie. But listen to this. I went to just on DraftKings. His 1.5 was minus 150. 1.5. So his 2.5 was like plus 135. Crazy. And he's swinging the bat well. But I got to go to Tristan Casas here. I got the RBI Bet Rivers plus 155. Guy's in the 3-hole. And guess what his home run is? Plus 600. Come on now. And we're going against Lively, this pitcher, who hasn't pitched in a couple of years. The last time he was 2 years ago, he was 4-7 for Cleveland, right? Ben Lively. Come on now. Give me Tristan Casas. He's just been great. He's already got 3 or 4 homers. Just 6'5", big dude. He hit one last night, but sometimes you got to ride the hot hand. If he's in the 3-hole, Devers is banged up too. He's been in and out of the lineup. I think he might not even be in tonight. Wait on that. But he's been dealing with some stuff. So Tristan Casas here. RBI plus 155. You got to put on this Jack plus 600. The value is just too good for him right now. Too good. I think go yard here. That's it, brother.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you as always. Yeah, man. Appreciate you as always, my guy. We got every prop I typed into the chat that he is on, guys. So go ahead, get in where you fit in. Let these fine young gentlemen know what you got going on, C-Mac, and where they can find you, brother.
Just find me, Connor Mac Picks. I'll be on here every Wednesday with you. And if you ever need a fill-in, too, because you know what I'm doing? Every day hitter props, Sharpie, and baseball, and doing this grind like you are. So I love coming on with you. Shout out to everyone in here. Appreciate you guys. JTL, everyone. AOD, great to see you, my man. Give it up to Sharpie. Listen to this man on pitchers. I love him. I appreciate you, my man. I'll see you next week. Bye. Thanks, brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Until next time, fellas, it is that time to get back to what I like to do. Talk about some panocha. Nah, I'm just joking. We're going to talk a little more pitching, guys. So do me a favor. If you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you're new to this channel, please hit the subscribe button as well. Bryce Miller, guys, he gets his shot at the red, striking people out 23.5% of the time while walking people 8.5% on the year. Morning line was 6+ at minus 150 on DraftKings, where the best line available now is 7+ plus 130 on DK. Pitching out 17.5 minus 127 juice to the under, whereas earn runs 2.5 minus 175 juice to the under. Lineups came out, and it wasn't what the projected lineup was going to be. Bryce Miller, guys, the kid who may have taken one of the bigger steps forward of all these young phenoms who came up last season. And it all has to do with just adding the splitter because, man, so far, lefties are not hitting this, man. Just a .08 batting average against. As last year, it was the opposite. And lefties teed off on this, man. And as a 2-pitch pitcher, I get it. He's been predominantly fastball slider, guys, until this year when he added in the split finger, as well as his K percentage going up 3% from last season versus lefties. This pitch has just done wonders for a guy who was and already had one of the best fastballs in the league. at least when it comes to analytics. Since coming into the league, guys, he has had one of the highest spin rates on his fastball, and it's actually getting better as it's gained 3 inches of horizontal movement so far on this young season. As in his last 2 starts, guys, he has gone at least 6 innings and hasn't allowed a run in either start. And that's saying something, as the Cubs and Brewers both have been hitting so far this year. Now, his strikeouts were not there in the last game, and that's what I get for playing with fire. And the Cubs are fired to over on K props, at the moment at least. And so have been the Brewers, yet he put up 7 that day. His first start of the year, he did give up 4 runs versus the Red Sox, but did have 6 punch outs and hit his over that day. And when we look at how the Reds have been the last 15 days versus right-handed pitching, they're walking just 8% of their at-bats, striking out 28% of the time, and they are top 10 in isolated power. But we talked about it yesterday. It's actually worse than the numbers say they are. When we look at the Black Book, guys, versus this Reds team in that time span, Wheeler, Kirby, Gilbert all went 6 innings or more. No one gave up 2 earned runs, or no one gave up more than 2 earned runs, and they're striking them out collectively 31.5% of their at-bats. When they see a guy I would bet on, they get slayed, guys. So at the end of the day, I like to bet on good pitchers. I get it. A bum will have a good day every now and then, but I'm not trying to put my money on that. If that works for you, cool. It don't work for me. Let me talk to you. So I did have to wait for lineups, guys, as I was having a big, heavy lean on Bryce Miller over. And then they flipped the lineups up, guys, and I think he can get 7, but I cannot bet things at the end of the day. I think he lands right at 6, 7. There's about 6 guys that I can attack in that lineup, and I only think he's going to go through that lineup 6 innings, guys. Like Gilbert went deep yesterday. Their bullpen's refreshed. I don't think they asked too much out of Bryce Miller today, so he's going to have to get that 7 and 2. And the more and more I think about it, and I know this game will crack off in like 30 minutes after this show's over, I may end up pulling the trigger on him. I haven't. It's right there. I think he ends on 6 at worst. So maybe I figure out another way of maybe pulling the Reds team total down with it and bet him for that too. So if I end up pulling the trigger on our boy Bryce Miller, guys, I'll tweet that one out. Yes, I do know that game cracks off in like 50 minutes. I get it. I've been staring at that game and looking at that lineup. That lineup is this one. Okay? I've been fucking looking at it. Don't think I ain't been. So let's get into the next pitcher that we're going to talk on. So next guy up. Boop, boop, boop. Sorry, I have to freaking control this, and I'm not the best controller at times. Christopher Sanchez versus the Rockies, striking people out 22% of the time while walking people 10.5% of the time. Morning line was 5.5 minus 150 on DraftKings. Same exact price, same exact line, still on DraftKings. Pitching outs were 17.5 minus 135 juice to the under. His earned runs 1.5 minus 143 juice to the over. Projected lineup is now a real lineup. We have 7 righties and 2 lefties. We get to talk of some Christopher Sanchez for the first time on this show. And time after time, he's done what he should do when he should do it. Last test I had for him was versus the Pirates, as he should have gone out there and just hit his K prop. And he did. It was by the hook, but a winner is a winner. And now, guys, he gets a shot at the Rockies, who look like they may be some of the dumbest people I've ever seen. And they're not, as they did give Blackman the day off, as they are still dumb, though, for running 2 lefties in this lineup. They were projected 3. As Senior Sanchito struck out lefties last season 34% of the time, and lefties batted a $133 off of him last season, and it's gotten worse so far this year. As the Rockies so far have 178 plate appearances versus lefties this year, they're not walking. They're striking out 23% of the time, and they're middle of the pack in isolated power. So let's go see who they've seen that I would bet on. As we were on Shota Magna that day, he went out and had himself 9 strikeouts in 6 innings. And the only other lefty they've seen that I would bet on is Ranger Suarez, who just went the complete game last night versus them with 8 punch-outs. Now, if that's less than technically a strikeout per inning, guys, because if he would have got 8 strikeouts in 5 or 6 innings, then I would have been scared of running a K prop the next day, as they are professional hitters. But that was less than a K per inning, and there's nothing to be shy about. Their numbers say they don't strike out, guys, but to the two guys I would bet on, they're striking out 34% of their at-bats. That's a lot of at-bats. They were ass last year versus lefties, guys. They were ass last year versus righties this year. And ain't nothing freaking changed. Ain't nothing freaking changed. And then I go dig into Sanchez because I'm like, man, I'm going to freaking play Sanchez's K-prop today, man. I'm going to get in where you fit in. And then I ended up going, holy crap. Good God Almighty. If you watch this show, you know what I think about Houston and Philadelphia and how they soak their ground. This kid's ground ball percentage is 13% higher than league average last year, and it's actually gone up 3% this year. Whoa. That's another easy bet for me, guys, as I give me a ground ball pitcher in Philadelphia, let alone versus a team who's struggling. Yeah, sign me up for Sanchez's outs over 17.5 at minus 105. And I thought they were going to force my hand on his K-prop, as there are 6 guys he's going to have action at in that lineup. And I thought maybe I should go half unit on the 7, as if I think he goes 6, he can go 7. But the more and more I looked into it, I just said, Sharpie, leave it be. He can hit both, and you don't got to be on both. At the end of the day, you got to play what works for you, and ground ball pitchers work for me in these spots, and I'm going to run them every fucking time. So right now I don't have my eyes on old Maxwell Fried. Hopefully he's not kicking me square in the nuts, and hopefully he's getting them double plays that I thought he'd be able to get. Do me a favor, fellas, if you like what you're hearing, smash that like button. If you hate what you're hearing, take your ass out of here. Just kick rocks. But let's talk about this last guy on the board. Reed Detmers at the Rays, striking people out 40.5% of the time, while walking people 9.5% of the time. Morning line was 5.5 minus 164, where the best line available is now 5.5 to minus 150 on BetMGM. His pitching outs are 17.5 minus 156 juice to the over, and they're projected 9 righties, 0 lefties. We're going to end the day, guys, with the line that seems straight off the bat didn't seem right, as we get a 5.5. Granted, it is juice to the gills, but at that time, guys, that they're doing this, they're dropping a guy who was just a 6.5 and a 7.5 for the last 2 weeks and hit both props, and also put up 7 versus an Orioles team. All right, guys, let's see if we can see what the books are seeing, as we talked about how Detmer's slider has just become McNasty itself, and he is finally putting away left-handed hitters, where, as in his career, he has had major issues with that. A small sample size, but his K percentage is a nice 36% versus lefties this year and 44 versus the right-handed side. And we're going to put him at a 5.5. As I look at their numbers versus lefties, and they have enough for me to take it serious, they're walking a little bit above league average, striking out 24% of the time, and they're bottom 8 in isolated power. So nothing there says drop him. So let's go see what the book see, or at least who would I bet on that the Rays have seen, as they seen Heaney. He went 4.2 innings. He had 7 strikeouts, but he got baptized. Then he had matchups versus the Rockies, the Angels, and the Blue Jays, all who have lefties I wouldn't bet on. Granted, Tyler Anderson is a good pitcher, and he went 7 innings of 0-run ball, but only had 3 strikeouts. Hence, a guy I don't bet on. He's not a strikeout pitcher. Rule number 1 for me, to bet a guy, he's got to strike people out. They're called K props, strikeout props. I'm not trying to guess when a shitty guy is going to have a good day. And they blasted Blake Snell, guys, who went 4 innings with just 4 punch outs. And yep, I was on him. Good old Snellzilla. So maybe that's what the books are seeing, is what I'm getting at in between the lines, is the 2 lefties I would bet on with high velocity have been touched up. Granted, Heaney still hit his K prop while giving up them cheeks. So as I wanted Detmers before the lines came out, then I was scared off by seeing what the books are seeing. His outs prop is still the same, 17.5. As if he hits that, guys, he should easily have 6, if not 7. So lineups pending, if I take the shot on Detmers, it'll be for a half unit at 7 or more at plus 132. As I'm not going to pay the juice for if I'm right about him getting shellacked, as they did shellack the two other guys who throw the pretty much same type pitch mix with this almost near the same velocities. So maybe that's what the books are seeing, reading in between the lines. I could be reading into it too much. I'm sure it's not fuck betting Detmers under. I'll tell you that. I'm either going to take him up to the plus money and bet McNasty to do the damn thing and at least not be scarred if he gets shelled, because minus 150 if he gets shelled, woof, you're collecting all the way, man. I don't know if I could do that. So, yeah, appreciate the chat, guys, for all jumping in. Freed's at 61 pitches through 4 innings pitched. Perfect. That's what you can ask for. 15 an inning. Let's get it, baby. We are also getting a Snell with his second start. Snell, though, had his velo and spin rate and all that was right, though, bro. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'll admit when I bet something and don't get there. So, it is what it is. I think he can get there, but I also see what's happening. So, like I said, if I take Detmers today, I'm going to take him at plus money and just not pay the juice. Cover Kings got in, though, last night on him at 5.5 minus 118. See, that number would have scared me the dog piss out of me. Not saying that it's right. Appreciate you, underrated, but that's just the way I bet. If I see a line, I'm like, what? Minus 118? What are they doing? They don't give out free money, man. So wish you the best with that. I'll have to take them up at plus money because I ain't paying 150. Appreciate those all who gave out the free stuff for me, guys, as I'm just checking the chat now. I'm invested into it with you guys. 15 innings, 15 pitches an inning is freaking 90 pitches, 6 innings. Let's just keep it under control, Max. Keep it under control, Max. Yeah. So until next time, fellas, I am Sharpie's Bets. Today's guest was our boy, C-Mac with the pack. And on Friday, guys, we have our boy Spin Doc Sports who joins us as well. This show is 3 days a week, guys, as I do this stuff out of my own generosity. Appreciate those who at least have the balls to tail my bets, or maybe you show up to fade them. But if you're fading them, you're definitely down right now. Let me talk to you. So, until next time, as Frank says, Gosman will be on the DL soon. Frank, you didn't want to hear Gosman over today, huh? You're like, fuck you, Sharpie. If you tell me to bet that, I'm not betting it. Nah. You know how hard it was? Because I was just talking with Spin Doc, like, bro, I see 5, I see 6, I see 5. And he's like, bro, that's exactly what I wrote up for my people. And I was like, dude, I can't get there. And then he goes, well, pretty much the question is if you think Gosman is fine and his velo and everything isn't down, you fucking smack this over. So I was like, you're telling me to go bet Gosman over then, huh? He goes, no. I was like, well, I don't think he's freaking. I think he's fine. I'm just freaking afraid of the 4 guys in the lineup who don't strike out. And I know that Gosman starts off with the splitter as a field pitch. And sometimes it doesn't come till the second and third. And you've seen what happened with the Yankees when it wasn't there the first game, guys. So appreciate you guys all. Until next time, I am out this bitch. And I'm about to go get higher than giraffe T-Taz. Stay blessed, fellas. Say a little prayer. Life is short. You don't know when you're going to go. Hug your freaking kiddos. Kiss your wife. And don't forget to grab her butt and tell her Sharpie said hi.
Let's get to the money.
Let's get to the
Money.
Let's get to the
Let's get to the motherfucking money.
Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in your ass, screaming fuck the bookies. Woke up in the morning, grab my little black hook. Yesterday can eat a dick, cause we lost by the hook. Can't win them all, so you never see me get shook. Today's a new day, the bookmaker's getting cooked. When I spot a dirty K of 4 units getting played, always find the value, I would never be afraid. Scared money don't win, but I'm not going all in unless I see a bet I love, then I put my balls on a bookie's chin. Let it all soak in, doubling my bread, winning money with my friends. If you got the itch and you wanna go big, follow Sharpie Bets and you gon' really fucking win. This is not financial advice, it's entertainment. But if I find the right price, believe I'm parlaying it. You can see my spreadsheet, I'm winning, not just saying it. Profit in the green every week, I'm never negative. I can bet an ace on a shitty old picture. Pick the right spots, cause I'm the K-pop whisperer. Shut up when I speak until you finally get the picture. I'm the best in the world, tell me you getting richer. Fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, 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 fuck the bookies. FTB screaming fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies, fuck the bookies. Middle finger in the air screaming fuck the bookies.
Let's get to the motherfucking monies.
Luigi, I got to pop on real quick. I love how you will jump on at the beginning, at the end every time and say hi and bye. I see you, bro. Appreciate you.